Good afternoon. This is Sue Scheets from Stampin' with Sushi, and I am so excited to now finally be able to show you my video on my February pages for the Love Today planner. I've actually, believe it or not, been working on it since the last couple of days of January, and I've had some tech issues. I'm not super tech savvy, but I'll tell you what, I've learned a lot in the last 9 days. Before I show you my February pages, I want to show you what I did with a couple of the January ones. Now, if you watch the January video, the first page is like a planning page where I wrote down my goals, my to-do list for the month, and the birthdays and other cards that I wanted to remember to send. As I did each one of these, I put a check mark, or if at the end of the month I didn't do it, I put a little X through there. But I found it very handy in keeping me focused. The other thing that I made sure I did at the end of the month was my last page for January called What Happened. And so I kind of evaluated the month, and I realized that I didn't take full advantage of this great planner and made some goals for myself for February. So now I'm ready to show you the February pages. The first thing I want to do is tell you what I'm going to use and what I used in making these pages. I used two stamp sets and one set of framelits. So I used the Heart Happiness stamp set, Valentine's Day, right? You've got to have hearts. And several of the hearts here you can actually cut out with, oops, I brought the wrong one. It's called Sweet and, hang on just one second. I'm filming this in my stamping room, and right behind where I am is where I keep all my supplies. So I was able to quickly get this, and it's called the Sweet and Sassy Hearts. And so several of the hearts in this stamp set you can actually cut out with one of the framelits in the Sweet and Sassy Heart set. The other set I used is called Sure Do Love You. And it's in, both of these are in the Occasions catalog. And the great thing about the Sure Do Love You set is that it has a set of framelits that cut a lot of the designs out. It also has a really cute box. I didn't use it for my Love Today planner, but I did do a week of, I think it's this week actually, of showing you different things you can do with that box framelit. So those are the three stamping things that I'm using. I'm also using the designer paper, and I think it's called Painted with Love. One side of each one of the 6 designs has gold in it. Here's the striped one. There's one with cute little hearts, and every one of those is a gold. There's little paint swabs and larger paint swabs, and the very light colored ones with flecks of gold, and then more bold. And then when you turn each one of these over, the other side, and usually when we have a designer paper with a gold or metallic look to it, it's blank on the back, but I love it that these have a design on the other side. There is no gold, and it features the colors of the set. These cute little polka dots, some more little paint swatches, little tiny dots, and then kind of a brick look. The colors that I'm using in my planner are featured in the cardstock, and they are Rich Razzleberry, Calypso Coral, Melon Mambo, and I think it's Powder Pink. And then the other thing I'm using is washi tape. I love using washi tape, and I picked the pink set of washi tape, and to me a lot of the colors matched. This looks like Rich Razzleberry, this looks like Powder Pink, and this could be light Melon Mambo or Calypso Coral. So you'll find that I use those in the pages. So the very first page is like the opening page, and I decided to cut a big heart out of the designer paper because that's kind of the theme for the month. And then here's my planning page. And once again, I'm going to do goals, a to-do list, and a birthday list. I noticed the birthday list is quite big. And I actually am using this planner this month. So for the daily monthly spread, I chose a lot of the designer paper. I chose to use the framelits to cut out some little miniature hearts. And I used the stamp set and the little leaves, and I love it because there's a framelit to cut them out. Then on the side, I used the banner, and there's a banner framelit to cut the banner out. So February is a short month, so I was able to feature several of the designer papers. Now the next section are the actual pages. And each one of the spreads looks very similar to this. But I stamped 3 of the hearts, and I stamped off because I knew I'd be writing over them. And so I used 3 of the colors and 3 of the stamp sets. I used washi tape on the top and down to divide the page in half. Did the same on the other side. Did that all the way through the weeks. Notice there's writing on these pages, so I really am using this time. And I find it very handy. My other planner I use for things like doctor's appointments. Once again, there was a totally empty page, so I just used some of the designer paper and the stamps and cut them out as like the final page editing. And then on the back, where I'm going to evaluate the month, I used some designer paper and a couple of strips of washi tape. So next month in March, I'm hoping, because of all that I've learned this month, that I will have a video far enough ahead that you can use some of the ideas I've done on my pages for your book. And a wonderful gift idea, since I last made my video, I found out that I have one of my sister's names for Christmas, and my thought is that she might actually like a decorated planner, and my plan is to do that for 2019 for a Christmas gift. Thanks for watching, and check back again next month for another Love Planner movie.